I have a very, very good guest with me right now because, so this is Fredrik, let me introduce him. Welcome to our tele studio. So Fredrik is from the Åland archipelago. For those of you who are not from Europe, it's a fascinating place which is located off the coast of Finland and Sweden.
Yep.
And it's an autonomous territory of Finland,
yep,
with Swedish as the official language.
Yep.
And it's fascinating.
It is.
And I've never been. I would love to go. So Fredrik, please tell our viewers a bit about the archipelago and the media landscape there.
Okay, well, great to be here, first of all. Åland Island, it's as you said, an autonomous region of Finland. We speak Swedish. We are only 30,000 people living on the island, and it's basically 6,700 islands. So it's basically,
wow,
there's a lot of islands. It's a fascinating place. 30,000 people. We have two radio stations, one public service and one commercial that I own.
And that's you.
And that's me. That's me. And I've actually been in the radio business for, I have to say, more than 30 years. Started in 1993 with this radio station, actually, that was owned by a couple of other guys at that time. But then I bought it 2004. So the last 22 years, I've been the owner of this radio station. It's called Steel FM.
Yes.
And I'm a proud customer of Radio Express. I've been buying your products actually for over 2 decades. But you asked about the media landscape. There's also 2 daily newspapers that comes out 6 days a week, both of them.
Wow.
So that's basically our competition. The public service radio is not kind of a competitor to us. You know, we compete about the listeners, but not on the money, because they are financed by tax, and we're financed by just ads that we sell locally on the market there.
On the market. And how do you program a commercial station that's the only commercial station?
Yeah.
I guess what is your main focus, being the sole commercial operator?
Well, the thing is, it has changed quite a lot over the years, of course, and at the moment, we are very effective in doing everything. We're only 5 people working. We focus quite a lot on the morning show, of course, and then later on the day we are more kind of a companion with the workers on the island. But we do everything locally. We produce and sell and produce all the commercials in-house. There's no big media companies selling advertisers for us. We do 100 phone calls a day to try to get the money to pay for copyrights and technical stuff. But it's a fascinating time, I think. With AI the last few years, it's kind of feels like in the beginning days of radio when I started, as I said, I started in 93. We didn't even have computers at that time.
Oh yes.
With the
reel-to-reels. I remember them too.
It was, and then when the computer came in the studio, it changed everything for us. And I feel it's kind of the same thing now. When I'm not a programmer, but I have vibe coded now so many things it makes the workflow so much easier for the on-air talent, for the sales team, for the production of producing the commercials. I have AI agents running the weather forecast 24/7 with 3 different voices, and I'm very open with it to the public of the Åland Island.
Yes.
I said, this is the AI weather,
nice.
and they like it, and they realize it's AI, but it's actually better than when we did it ourselves. And I coded it myself without knowing how to. So it picks up the weather from 3 different stations, turning it to a text-to-speech, sending it to 11 labs, using 3 different voices, downloading it to my Dropbox account. That then my automation system
automation picks it up from there,
and it just works. And it's been running that for a couple of months now.
And it runs good in Swedish as well.
It does now with the V3 model of 11 Labs. The first one I started a year ago with this, but I couldn't use it because it was too bad. But now with it's amazing, and combine that with Suno that we use a lot. Combine that with also build AI agents for the sales team that helps them with the commercial drafting, and I think it's an exciting time to be alive.
So it helps the station of in your position to kind of automate a lot of things, because what you outlined is that basically streamlining a lot of the operations. So apart from weather and script writing for commercials, what else would you say that AI has helped you with so far?
I really think it's helped us be so much more productive. I think I could also say without it, I don't know if we would be still there.
Oh wow!
So it's one example. One of my best sales persons, he went on a father's leave, and he's away for a couple of months.
Yes.
And then my wife, that actually is she runs the station with the administration and sales team. And then he went away for 6 months almost.
Wow.
We were thinking, should we hire someone else? But it takes time to find someone that works, and it's our customers that we need to take care of. So she said, "Well, no, I'm gonna take his job also." While he's away.
Temporarily.
So so for her to do her job and his job would be impossible without AI. And she that summer in 2 weeks she sold 30 commercials, produced 30 manuscripts, produced 30 commercials to get on air,
to people.
And that wouldn't have been possible, and we had to hire someone else, and that the company did not afford that at the time. So that's just one example, I think, and I see it in every spectrum now, from the scheduling system I built myself to have this new idea now. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I connected our music database that I basically bought most songs from Radio Express. I realized we have about 11,000, 12,000 songs in it. We rotate maybe around 1,000 of them or 800 or something, but we have 12,000 songs.
Yes.
So now I scripted the thing that the listener can go in, pick their favorite 10 songs from our online or our music automation system, and they can write some greetings to someone, and it picks out that songs. The AI creates the talk between the songs, and it has an intro and outro, and this is a way that the people on the island can own that hour. This is my hour with my songs that I can get on air live with an AI talking between the songs. It's all there. I haven't pushed the button for go online yet, but it works. So it's actually really amazing. It's really good, and it's still, a couple of years ago I was not into voice tracking. I said we're not going to do that. We're just going to be live on air all the time when we're broadcasting. Problem is when you're 30,000 people, it's difficult. And now I realize that, be honest with, this is our live show, this is voice tracking, and this is our AI agent on nights or weekends or when there's no people there. So
this is absolutely fascinating, because I've never personally, and many of our colleagues, we've never considered the smaller station angle, because we would only look at the ethical issues within a large organization where you're not only a media provider, but you're also a large employer. And you know, in the big markets, you know, the UK, France, Germany, Spain, you would think of, okay, so if we employ that much AI, you know, what do we do with our people? But your perspective is unique, and all of this makes sense. You know, you should be on a panel at Radio Days to give that other perspective, because from a true local station perspective, that's extremely useful, and it makes sense.
It is, and as I said, I don't know if
Fredrik, this is amazing stuff. I mean, this is amazing stuff.
I don't think we will still be here without it, and because of it, we can do so much more with so less, man hours.
Yes.
But we're still here, and we're still there, and we do great stuff in the community. We have a charity broadcast every year that collects money for charities on the island. You know, we've been bringing in 700,000 euros the last 9 years, and this year with the 10th anniversary of that is called Steel FM Help, and where it's a 48-hour or 88-hour long broadcast with 40 different local actors and music.
Yes.
It's an amazing thing. We can do that thanks to that we are there the whole year with sell commercials the whole year, and then we can give back 88-hour live stream on air, on the television,
Well, no, seriously, I'm genuinely, amazed, and it's incredible how this has helped you. And as I say, we've never thought of that. You know, most people think large organizations and how these systems will impact the workforce, but in your case, being the sole commercial operator in a autonomous territory that you don't have even the pool of people. You know, if you have a population of 30,000 people, how many producers can you find? You know, because people run the whole economy themselves. Yeah. So this is amazing. And
when I started, as I said, 30 years ago, there were so many small local stations all over Sweden, all over Finland. Today, there's not so many left.
Yeah.
We are kind of unique. We're a small station on an area with 30,000 people. But if we can survive, and if we can manage with 30,000 people, it's only local commercial cells for us. There are no national cells. There are no big money coming in. You know, we sell commercials to the hairdresser, to the excavator driver, to the building company, to the food pizza place.
Yes.
But we're there, and we're still there. And I realized that we will be there in the next coming 5 years. 5-10 years ago, I was a little bit skeptic and said, it's difficult to find talent. It's difficult to get the economy working. But with AI, I really think it changed everything for us. So we're still here, and I still see. I listened to the AI summit yesterday, and I realized, we're actually we're ahead of the speakers
of the curve. Yes,
because we're using it, and the thing is, we can afford to fail, because if we do something that doesn't work, people say, well, at least they tried, and then we'd say, sorry, that was not good. Let's go this way instead.
Yeah.
I had 2 15-year-old girls coming into the station last summer asking for a summer job, and I said, well, we don't have the money for that right now, but they were just so enthusiastic and they wanted to be in radio, and I thought, well, if I'm not the one giving them a chance, who will?
Exactly.
So we took them in, and now they are podcasting and they're producing, and they are great young girls.
Good man.
And I realized, it's a wonderful time to be alive in radio.
I love it. So my last 2 questions are, so I asked all of our guests. So first, what is the thing that excites you the most about the immediate and midterm future of radio and audio? And then what is the thing that worries you?
Well, as you understand, AI is wonderful, and I think it's so amazing what you can do, and it changes every week, every month. There's something new, and that's just try to stay awake with that. Use the things that comes out try and test and do, and don't be afraid about that. That's a good thing. What worries me, I used to be more worried, actually. How could we get with the kids? How can broaden the audience? But
yes.
We're doing everything right at this moment. We're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We connect everything together in the local radio. Radio. One guy said radio is the fire starter, and I think it is. So we can start something in our morning show. Continue to build on that during the day. We are not, we're so straightforward. Also, we say, if you buy a commercial in our radio station, you can come and be interviewed by the Morning Star show. And of course, a lot of people want to come there and be interviewed, and we say, we're a commercial station. You have to pay us to be on air. I don't know if it's right, but I think it's the way for us to be there.
But exactly, yeah. You serve the community, you find your way.
Yeah. So I'm actually at the moment not that worried. We're gonna be here in 5 years, and maybe next year I can stand on the stage telling about it.
You must, because this is you have a unique perspective, and I find this very exciting and fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
Fredrik, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And have a nice day at the conference today.
Thank you.
And we'll be back very soon. Thank you, guys.
Bye.